not the solar industry. The solar industry is green and cheering. They are cheering game-changing legislation that extends tax credits to anybody who wants to buy solar and puts the U.S. on track to double its amount of solar power. But in that same $1.1 trillion spending bill that gives solar companies that boost, you've got the vaporizing of a 40-year-old ban on oil exports, potentially driving oil prices even lower. The oil industry has pushed for it, though. So this is our question. Does one cancel out the other? Tom Werner is one of the most powerful men in the solar industry. See, you're smiling again. I said that in the tease, and you love that. He heads the global energy giant SunPower, and you've been pushing for this legislation to pass. So you're happy now, right?
Jubilant.
Jubilant.
Very
okay,
happy.
So, but Tom, this is the question. We have unbelievably low gasoline prices. You have a boost to solar at the moment. Does one cancel out the other?
No, it's great for America. You get to drive cars less expensively, and you get clean, renewable economic energy. So it's great for both because, in fact, you don't make electricity in America from oil. Now, you do in some parts of the world, about 10%. So it matters in some places, but not very many.
You know, fewer and fewer homes are warmed by heating oil. Okay, I get that much, but it's usually a car story when you're talking about, you know, electric vehicles versus light sweet crude or oil powering it. But tell me what you've seen with your business. With oil so cheap, how do you incentivize people to go solar?
Well, people use electricity primarily inside of their building for lighting, running data centers, their PCs, that sort of thing. They're not using oil, so we're not actually trying to get them to switch. What we see is the cost of solar electricity comes down. We think people will convert more and more to electricity, so drive that electric car or actually heat with electricity because it's less expensive and you feel good about what you're doing for the environment.
Do you think that now let's remind everybody, the president has not signed the spending bill. Once he does, then we can officially say that solar and clean energy will get the extension on the tax credits. But do you think that once that's clear and free out there and people can do it, do you think that states that haven't been inclined to go solar will start to pick up the phone and call you guys?
Oh, no question. You know, because what this does is...
Have you seen it already? Let me frame it that way then.
Yeah, I would say two things are happening here. There's the ITC and there's the Clean Power Plan. Combination of the two, where there's sun in America, there will be solar. We do have utilities in the sunny parts of America absolutely working on us more aggressively than they were previously. And we're doing our part. Our costs are coming down, and it makes more economic sense for them.
You know what I've seen with a lot of big business? Looks like they're on board. You have Target, Macy's. Back in the day, I was interviewing, God, this is 2008, and I was at the CEO Summit in Santa Barbara for the Wall Street Journal and Fox Business, and you had Walmart saying, we're really trying to go clean energy. They wouldn't do it if it weren't good business, right?
Well, yeah, I've been in meetings where they've been saying, boy, I'm implementing this new clean energy program, and look at all the money I'm saving. So they're going clean and saving money. And as you said, it's mainstream. You've got Apple going 100% renewable, Stanford University, as you mentioned, Macy's and Bed Bath & Beyond and Target. So this is very much going mainstream because it makes economic sense and will increasingly so because of the ITC extension, assuming it gets signed. And they can make a difference in the environment, and that's what their consumers want.
On a day where the stock market is getting hammered, your stock is up 3%. It has done better this year than the S&P 500. Therefore, I want your prediction. And it's not a next year's, New Year's prediction. It's a 50 years from now prediction, Tom. How do you think solar will figure into everybody's lives in 50 years?
You know, when we think about energy today, we think about how do we conserve and how do we lessen the environmental burden. I think in 50 years, the cost of solar is so economic, we're going to have abundant energy, and we're going to be able to do more, and it's going to be less constrained. So we're going to be mainstream. It's going to be part of what you do, and more will be converted to electricity. So in 50 years, you know, we're looking at 20 or 30%, and if you do the math on that, you're talking about trillions of dollars of solar between now and then.
I've got 3 towns, including my own, on the near coast of New Jersey, right over there, that have solar panels everywhere on the streets. Tom, good to see you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you so much. Tom Werner, SunPower CEO, shining now. We'll see. The president's got to put his pen to paper there before we actually have the validation. But the closing